Welcome to the Best Kept Secrets podcast, where we share our best kept secrets about life, love, God, and everything in between. Hi guys, welcome to season 3, episode 9 of the Best Kept Secrets podcast, where we share our best kept secrets on love, life, God, and everything in between. So today, before we even get started on today, we have some housekeeping. We have our first ever live experience happening on the 9th of December. That's actually 2 or 3 days after you watch this video. So if you haven't bought your tickets yet, I'm sure there's still a chance for you to get a ticket and come and join us. We're going to have a lot of fun. The conversation is actually going to be around friendships. So come with your bestie, come with your friend group, come with your boyfriend or girlfriend if you consider them a friend, which you should, by the way. But yeah, that's basically it. If you want more details, go to our Instagram, Best Kept Secrets Pod, to see more details on the event. And I hope to see you on Saturday. So let's get into today's episode. I have 3 gents with me. This is our first ever male episode. We've never had an episode of just men only. Usually we have one guy here and there, but I decided for the second last episode, we're going to have men only. Yeah. So there's a lot of testosterone in the room right now. Usually it's me and Beryl and the girlies. So yeah, today we're talking about things they don't tell you about marriage. But men's perspective. Usually we hear a lot from women. So I'm like, let's give the men a chance. So I let my guests introduce themselves. So we can start on my right.
Greetings and salutations. My name is Kibunjah. They call me the only MC with an LLB. Married to one. Awaiting an additional.
An additional wife?
Like yours?
Family member. Not wife.
Do you want to tell us who you're married to?
I am married to the great Esther Kazungu.
Okay.
Mtetezi wa wananchi wa Kenya. Akitweet hivi KPLC wanafanya kazi. Freedom fighter. Activist.
We love that.
Katilili wa menza.
Ben?
Yes. Hi, guys. I'm so happy to be here. Thank you so much, Sharon, for having me. Despite all the drama that we've had.
Yes.
On the show.
Yes, we had drama.
Got lost. But I'm so happy to be here. I'm sure this is a lot of testosterone. Jitu ones in a push-ups. I even wore pink just to soften this place. But I'm happy. Thank you for having me, Sharon.
Thank you for being here.
Yeah.
Okay. Hi, my name is Shiv Simani. I'm a coach, father of 2 girls and 1 dog. And I'm married to Michelle Wanjiku. Content creator, amazing person all around.
Oh, whoa, just tuambie who you're married to.
Trouble.
Ngoja Wanjiru aone hii video.
Trouble.
I'm married to Wanjiru Njiru. And I'm happy. One wife.
One wife.
One
Yeah,
wife.
one wife.
Great. Okay, so
Mm-hmm.
let's start easy. So, or what I think is easy. Do you guys remember your wedding day? And do you remember what you thought marriage was going to be? Getting into it.
Marriage or the wedding day?
The thoughts you had on your wedding day about what marriage would be. Do you remember what you were thinking on that day?
On the wedding day.
Yeah.
Hey, Sharon, me on the wedding day, I was a bit stressed, but sikuwa nimemalizana suppliers. That's ahead at that time.
Uh-huh.
A bit different. But I was...
Or even just during the wedding process.
The wedding process. I think I was worried about, taking somebody's daughter and promising them that you're going to give them a good life.
Mm-hmm.
And their dad had already given them a good life.
Yeah.
And, you don't want to lower the bar. Of course, the nervousness and the anxiety of a lot of responsibility will fall on you.
Yeah.
So that was a big deal for me, man. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Shiv?
For me, we really haven't even done the white wedding.
White wedding,
yet.
yeah.
And it's not like it'll happen when it happens for us. So during the traditional one, I really didn't have expectations going into it. This is what I expect. This is because it was kind of we did things I would say not the usual way because we were already together for so long, already living together, already had a child who was already 3 years old. Then we got married then. So it was like, okay, we're doing this, and then we're just continuing as usual. So that was it. Yeah, there were no expectations really. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Kibunjah.
My original thoughts were, what am I doing? Because we just come from COVID. I had lost so much business. The period that was 2020 into 2021. And I was like, hey, what am I doing?
Marrying someone.
Na sasa akienda kulala nja. Actually, that was my only thought. But we went through it, and like every time we celebrate an anniversary, I'm like, mtoto yenyewe hajalala njaa. That's the main thing for me. Because I was like, now you're off your parents, your siblings' hands. Umekuja kwa huyu jamaa, and I'm from losing business. Like 2020, I made so many refunds. I was like, hapana, I don't think I'll recover. And then now I'm getting married. Because initially, maybe a backstory. Initially, we were to get married in 2020.
Okay.
The weekend before, actually the week of the corona announcement is when we had gone for now to meet the dad officially and tell him my plans. Then we come back, weekend, everything is locked down. Then phone calls begin. Hey, refund us. We'll not be doing the wedding. Hey, refund us. We'll not be doing this event. So after postponing and things were not right, that was my biggest worry. Hata saa zingine sahizi nashindwa nikimpigia sahizi ni umekula because it's still there. That was the initial one, but so far
karibu weke ka kitchen garden.
Mbaya sana.
You control your food.
So I guess what I'm hearing from the two of you is that an expectation you had going into marriage is that, you're the provider. You don't want this person to lack anything. You don't want them to not eat, to suffer. Umemtoka baba yake. You don't want them to suffer. Is that what is now the reality now that you're married?
If they're eating well.
No, if you're still, if those expectations of you providing, is that what is still there?
Yeah. And by the way, it's not like the worry was if I will provide for her, because you see, she's also working, so definitely there is income. It's double income, but it's where it's a lot of the buck falls with you. So I'm such a planner, like I always gauge, like even when my money starts to go down, I always gauge how long this can last. When's the next check coming in? How do we need to activate stuff? So I think that just comes naturally for me, but it's also there's also a sense of responsibilities, like you're taking care of somebody, a bit extra, like move for even food, because my wife just doesn't like to eat and all that stuff. It's all of you, it's a problem.
So we go the whole day, we're like, hiya, today I'm not eating.
And you guys say like it's such a thing to be
then
rewarded.
Then you wonder why you have a headache. You've not eaten.
That's her every day, Sometimes I even threaten her with kwashiorkor and all that stuff. It's still not working. So it's just a sense of responsibility, not necessarily even in not that you're the only provider, but it's like now you will be you'll be like a leader of a home. Na ufai kuangusha hii basi. So this your pressure stepping up to the occasion is what sometimes would get me. Still gets me once in a while, but not so much. So sai nimelearn. Life ni kuteremka pia na venye inakam. Yeah.
Okay. Does anyone else want to answer that?
No, I think I share the same thoughts. Okay. It's just that the worry is, the famous philosopher, we don't know his name, but he said, kufa dereva, kufa makanga. You are the kufa dereva, kufa makanga. So sometimes you're worried that you need that, just like Ben, you need to think about next paycheck, how do I balance what I have now, the next paycheck?
Yeah.
And make sure that the comfort she has is not, even if it's altered, it's not that deep of an alteration. It's just that nika bump to a feel.
Okay.
Yeah. So
which also makes us sometimes guys unakuwa borderline stingy, which is it's not stingy. It's just that sometimes I don't know, like even before I buy stuff for myself, my wife, lazima kwa ameniingiza box sana. But then also she's the one who's going to make suggestions like, maybe I think it's time for us to move to a different house. Is it leaking? Is this house? This house is perfect.
Yeah.
And so sometimes such prompts might come from
From
her
her.
as more opposed to you. But then
Mm.
if she sees it like that, then
Yeah.
it's probably worth exploring that option that she's
Mm.
suggesting.
Okay.
Yeah.
What are some things when I was prepping you guys? She said that I said, what are some things no one tells you? And she was like, no one tells you anything. You don't know anything going into marriage. So, what are some things they don't tell you that you wish you were told pre-marriage?
Start with Alastair.
So I can
Yeah.
start that. I'd say that every day, basically, you're going to spend it relearning each other.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, just relearning each other, because you don't remain the same. First, as an individual, you keep changing, worldviews change. What you think about, your opinions on certain issues may change, and your partners may or may not change. So it's like, how do you strike that balance when what you initially were believing in and your thoughts and beliefs were a certain way like 1 year ago, and now they're not the same 5 years into it. So it's like, are you a different person? Are you the same person? So do you not see this other person the same way because their beliefs or whatever's have changed? So it's like, how do you strike that balance of you have to keep learning, keep respecting, keep yeah.
But it comes gradually, or
I'd say it comes
drastic?
gradually. You just don't wake up and like, yeah, and I don't believe in that anymore.
Yeah.
The
Change
world
my
is
mind.
flat.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. It gradually comes. You
Yeah.
read certain things, you watch certain things, and you're like, I never thought about it that way, but now I think I prefer that way of thinking as opposed to this way of thinking. Then the other person's like, yeah, but I don't. You're like, okay, but also you have to respect that I'm an individual, you're an individual, but we're here together, yes,
Yeah.
but you can't force beliefs or something on someone else.
Yeah.
You can't. So it's like, what's that balance? Because just finding that balance every day,
Yeah.
every single day, I'd say.
Because I did watch Love is Blind. And was it Love is Blind? Yes, Love is Blind, a previous season. And one of them believed that if she was pregnant and they were told while she was pregnant that the baby was going to have complications, was going to be born autistic or whatever, she would want to terminate the pregnancy. And the man didn't believe that at all. He was like, even if they're autistic or disabled or whatever, I still want that child. So what do you do then? Because at that point they were engaged. They were gonna get married. So, when these things now, different versions come up in marriage, what happens then?
That's a tough
That's
one.
a tough one. It's a very
It's a
tough
really
one.
tough one.
Because on one end, you respect that maybe if it's the babe, she'll be the primary caregiver.
Yeah.
So if for her, she feels it will be too much work,
Mm.
might take a toll on her mental
Yeah.
health, you also have to consider she's your friend. And then for the dude, it's like, akikuja, amekuja. Like for us, it's provide. Whatever is there, we work with whatever is there. So it's a tough place to be. But what I say is sometimes away from the husband-wife office
Dynamic.
or the dynamic, you have to come back and think of this person as your friend.
I love that.
So understand the friend first before you understand the dynamic of husband and wife. And then maybe discuss. Because if I'm asking you for an opinion, I'll remove all emotions. Just that, let's talk facts to facts. Mbona unataka hii? Ebu tell me why. What's your why? And then now, as the why develops, you might get the answer to that particular question you have.
Yeah.
Or I might pick something in your brain that will get you thinking, okay, he has a certain perspective. Why am I not thinking like that? So marrying those two perspectives is what would probably help in the situation of a deal breaker.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's coming down to the level of friendship again, away from the marriage. Yeah.
But you actually have like conversations with your wife and then you present facts versus facts.
Well, I never win, but I
Oh,
present the facts.
okay.
We are never winning. Never.
Oh,
It's just
I was
we
like,
just present the
yeah,
facts.
facts
Yeah.
versus
Is that
facts.
something they don't tell you about marriage?
That's
that you
something.
never
That's
win
something that they
arguments?
don't tell you about. You know
Yeah, it's a lot
that
of
it will never be about facts.
The
versus-
facts.
Like you could bring scientific evidence and all that stuff.
Drawings.
But she's not going to.
charts.
She will not subscribe to it, no matter what. So that calls for a lot of wisdom.
Yeah.
Because also, like, when I got into marriage, kuna ile kichwa ngumu yenye umefundishwa na society, because you've been given some whips in certain platforms, so you want to be a bit of a G, and you think those things are gonna be practical, and life now gives you the whips, just to show you that sometimes you really have to humble yourself to accept that it's really not worth my energy to invest it here,
Okay.
Like, for example, I see so many funny TikToks of when the husband is trying to initiate an idea of a house decor, like they're doing shopping. A lot of husband sees this thing and thinks it will be like a
It
cool
fits
thing.
to the,
Yeah.
And then
the
wife
whole-
anachukua na irusha out of into space,
Yeah.
And so that's not worth arguing about, Like me, preferably me bado nakwanga bit old school. I'd prefer to have my pictures in the sitting room, like nataka tu nikuwe nikiwatch movie hivyo.
Cheryl said no.
Unawatch Tom Cruise alafu pia unajiangalia.
Dread.
Big up legend, But that, like, I had to just forgot that dream. Like, that will never happen. The only
Okay.
thing that I've managed to convince my wife we get was one recliner. Because now my back was starting to have issues because of the seats. But one recliner is the only thing.
Your age
Yeah.
was catching up.
You're
It's not
too-
the seats. Your age was catching up. Stop blaming the seats, man.
Yeah, to turn to even 30. So that's the only thing I can say I managed to
Okay.
convince her.
The only argument you go on.
Yeah, that's the only thing that I was like, you know what? Me at this point enda daktari. Anipati barua nikulete, like high school. Yeah.
Yeah, I think for me, it's, there's a lot of picking and choosing battles.
Yeah.
I mean, and it's not about winning or losing. It's just about understanding different perspectives. If I've given mine and I've given my opinion, and it's like, for me, I'm just like, yeah, I'm not trying to win. Like, I've said what I've said, whether it's believed or not, that's just what I believe, and that's that,
Yeah.
So it's not like you're winning, I'm losing. It's just like, cool, that's what. And just picking your battles.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because also it's like, maybe like a house help issue thing.
Yeah.
The question comes is like, are you the one sourcing? Are you the one training? Are you the one paying? No. Then it's none of my business. I'm just going to walk away. All right, furniture. Are you the one sourcing it? Are you going to source the furniture? Are you going to look for the colors and the palettes and the paintings? I'm like, I ain't doing none of that.
Yeah.
Then what are we arguing about?
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, hands off.
Yeah.
Then in the other way, it's like, okay, this is what I'm doing. So it's like, who is putting in work on this? So who has more pull kind of thing? It's like, you're not going to dictate what furniture is, and you're not the one who's sourcing and doing the work of preparing and going to find it and going to, because I'm like, I'm not doing that. So it's like, hands off. It's like there's no argument there. So just picking and choosing battles, and knowing that it's not like about winning and trying to win over. It's like, I mean, you're in this together, and it's a partnership. So how do we just live together?
Okay. I
Yeah.
love that. What's something else they don't tell you about marriage?
What they do tell you is it's a journey of growth and development. What they don't tell you, that growth and development is personal. It's not because you think, oh, we are growing together, but then you walk into that space and every action or every word or every argument reveals your darker side.
Oh, yeah.
It's the real character developer. Because you're like, hey, speak a word, and then when you're speaking, you believe it. Family.
Yeah.
And you're told, so unafikiria EFGH, like, no, ABCD. But when I feel ni EFGH. So you look at that EFGH, you're like, okay, I understand if someone tells me that it's EFGH, but then I'm saying ABCD. You get? So most of the time it's more of you. It shows you your dark spots or your darker side. And I wish like they told people that instead of, yeah, you guys are going to grow together. You're going to grow into a family. It's your personalities are going to be tested and you're going to grow as a person, and you'll see the ugly side. Yeah, you're never told you'll see your ugly side.
Yeah.
Which is 50-50, because it's also a good thing, because in as much as, because see, the more your triggers are exposed, the more you work on them.
You are
Yeah.
Or
the
rather,
more you
that's
learn.
what is
Yeah.
supposed to happen. you know.
yeah.
Normally, that's not what we do. We get irritated even more, But genuinely, like I'd say, after marriage, I've noticed that I've become more patient. Like Kitambo was easily irritable, And we've worked with Kibush in so many things. We've been in so many awkward situations where we may have kuvuruga, but that's like Kitambo when we're still growing up, Now I'd hardly do such stuff. I don't really need to prove anything to anyone. But it's because my wife has pushed almost all those buttons. Yani, it's like Zimeisha, like they don't exist anymore.
Yeah. You're just chill.
Yeah, you have to. So in as much as it's revealing the dark side, if God gives you the grace, then it's for the dark sides that have been revealed. You work on them.
Yeah.
Then in return, you become a better person.
Yeah.
Also, it reveals your insecurities as well. Because then what do you do, for example, when you're in a season where your business is not as high as your wife's, you're not, it's your ego sometimes is conditioned by society that it should be bruised, but that's just not the reality. Not everybody's always on a high all their lives. Like even the biggest multi-corporations sometimes have their deep moments, So at such moments, will you let your wife support you or hold fort? And vice versa also, when she's not at that high level, will you support her also without pride and just, that all that stuff? So it exposes all these things, and if you can use that to your advantage, where now it's like a journey of self-improvement, but that still calls for a lot of humility.
Yeah.
It's your ego.
Humbling.
You have
Marriage
to
is
put
humbling.
it's very humbling. You have to put
Yeah.
your ego aside and choose that this is it.
Yeah, huge part is self-development.
Yeah.
Huge part. I'd say I've read and just researched the most about first me and to understand myself a lot better.
Yeah.
And who I am, and then also who she is. Like, also because I'm really into it now. I'm like, okay, I really want to understand. I want to understand my kids a lot more. What kind of characters are they? So I end up reading so many books about personalities and people, and so I'm trying to learn myself, and I'm also trying to learn her and the kids, and it's like how to deal with these different situations. Then so you realize, okay, yeah, I'm actually not a good listener.
Yeah.
So how can I be a good listener? How can I listen, not to reply, but listen to understand and try and figure things out? Because before it was like I used to listen because I'm just trying to respond real quick, and I realized that I was like, okay, this is how I used to respond. So this is how I need to respond so that we understand each other. Because she's coming from this is the person she is, kind of personality she is. This is the background, and this is who I am. So this is how I should be responding in these situations. And you don't know that immediately. It takes lots of fights, I'd say. Maybe years.
Oh yeah.
Years of just not communicating because you're just not patterning. She's saying something, you're saying something, and you're just getting frustrated because you're like, why? I don't understand this kind of thing. So it's like, okay, let me take a sit back and really now understand and educate myself a lot more.
Yeah.
Whether it's with books or videos or whatever.
Yeah.
But it's a lot of self-development to really understand the other person also. Yourself and the other person.
Yeah. I think that actually goes both ways, because even for women, there's nothing that really reveals your true character like relationships and children. Like that's when you find out, wow, I'm actually selfish, or wow, I'm actually not a great girlfriend like I thought I was. Because you think you've healed, you've gone to therapy, and then you enter a healthy relationship and you realize, wow, I'm the drama. I'm actually the toxic one. It's never been the guy. Mimi ndio shida,
Ni data kujitengenezea kaposta kama
yeah, like
coming soon.
it's actually, that's happened to me, and I was like, wow, yani ni mimi.
Yeah.
I was so surprised, but yeah, I think that actually goes both ways. I wanted to just touch on what you guys were saying earlier about never winning arguments. And I realize, or I've come to realize, that I feel like a lot of men really fight to retain their autonomy or their independence when they get married. I don't know if that has been the case with you guys, but why does that happen?
Independence in what?
Like, they don't want to be told what to do. They don't want to be asked, where are you? What time are you coming home? Who are you with? They want to still, they don't want to feel like they have a mom. Those are things that, apparently men who are married say in arguments and things like that.
I don't know about that, because I think if you're in a partnership and you're in a marriage, I mean, I'd like to know where you are. And if you want to know where I am, I should be able to tell you where I am.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't feel like that's a no-brainer, actually, if anything. So it's like, I think you should share as much information as possible with your significant other if they ask. But is it like,
Hawataki kukaliwa, basically.
What you see, what's kukaliwa? It's like, maybe if I'm telling you, or like, I go for football every Tuesday evening from 7 to 9. Then you're like, then you'd go like, but why did you keep going for football? Then I'd be like, what are you asking me, fam? It's like, I'm going for football. And yeah, I like going for football, so I'm going for football. What is it that you want me to do between 7 to 9 that's not football? And I go for football every week. I think that's different from, are you at football kind of thing? Or are you going for football today? It's like, okay, if you're stopping me from doing things I love and knowing that I like to do these things and it's a healthy thing, then it's like, what do you mean? Yeah. So you're not going to control my time in that way. Because I'm not trying to control your time in that way. I'm not trying to control how much time you're spending with your girls. I'm not trying to control. I mean, you're an adult at the end of the day. You're doing and taking care of your responsibilities. So I'm not going to be like, yo, why are you spending so much time? Are you with Juho and when you're supposed to be at home? Like, for me, it's like, I can't. Even I have my own, I have enough in my head to deal with. I'm not going to personally deal with that also.
Yeah.
So it's like, we respect each other's time. I think that's very important. And also it's important to communicate. So we know, okay, probably every Friday she'd be with her girls at this time. Every Tuesday, I'm in football. Every morning, I'm at the gym at this time. Every day at maybe 9 a.m. and 4 p.m., I'm walking the dog. So it's like, we're not questioning each other about how we're spending our time, because it's my time. Then you have your time and we have our time. So it's like, we have to respect that, If I'm spending time with one daughter, then I'll spend time with the other daughter, then I'll spend time with both of them. So it's like, we can't keep questioning how the other is spending their time. I personally would lose my marbles. So if someone was constantly questioning that, I'd be like, nah, you can't do that. Like, that doesn't make sense.
I think why I asked is because I feel like a lot of men think marriage is like a jail sentence. It's like
get out,
Yeah. So that's why I wanted to know your thoughts on that.
I also feel like Kenyans sometimes have a bad notion to accountability and equating accountability to kukaliwa.
Yeah, that's the thing. Yes,
and it really doesn't make sense. And for me, I even feel like those people just have triggers from their upbringing.
Yeah,
it's when your mom kept asking you uko wapi, because that's my teenage era. Like, I never used to like when my mom
when you see that text for your mom uko wapi, sayo sijui where.
So ndio studio hapo imeamua kuwekwa fuel, and she's there causing chaos,
Yeah.
I feel like that's a trigger, because on the flip side, we still have parents who are very open with their kids. They're like, and maybe their kids will never have to lie to them that they're going out in West. Actually, there were those parents.
Yeah.
So maybe for them, they don't see accountability as a trigger. But most of us, because we grew up with such strict folks, and it's like, it was like a thing across most houses. So you get to a point where when your wife asks you where you are, it triggers the way your mom kept asking you where you are, And at some point, when we were still dating with Sharon, sometimes she'd ask me where am I. I'm like, when even police, where do you want to know,
Yeah.
But later on, you realize that it's just being accountable, and if you're past that trigger, then you don't.
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter you telling your wife that this is where you are. So if you feel like you can't be accountable, then don't get married. well,
Mm.
not
Yeah,
unless
I
if
think so.
Yeah.
not unless if
Yeah.
your partner is okay with everybody
You living.
living
You
in
come
gangster,
home when you come home.
if people if you guys have agreed that this is how you live, then good for you guys. That's your formula. But if you feel like you don't want to get married because you don't want to be accountable, then it's also still fine not to get married.
Yeah.
You know, it's also
Okay.
not for everyone.
Yeah.
Actually, accountability is the word.
That's a word. Yeah.
For me, it's different because no one ever used to care where I am.
Oh.
You come home or you don't
Yeah.
come home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like the phone calls used to be,
Sorry.
"We, unakula ama tumalize chakula." It's not,
Yeah.
"Uko wapi?"
Unakuja ama tufunge.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Eh.
And so, like now in marriage, I'm having to learn how to say, I'm on my way, nimetoka. Because also,
Mhm.
like, I'm a very random person. I love people. So patana Ben Westlands naambia wenda wapi? Wendi home? Situingia hapa hata tuongee. Like I'm very free and
Yeah.
I love being around people. So sometimes I finish a gig and I'm just chilling there talking to different people. Like, what's your perspective? What's this? We are
Yeah.
arguing, talking.
Yeah.
So now I'm slowly learning to say I am here. I'll leave in the next 30 minutes.
Mm.
And because I know myself, I put an alarm.
Oh,
30
okay.
because I know
Utaongea hapo for 3 hours.
tutapiga story hapo hata nitasahau tulikuwa tunafanya kitu huku. So
Yeah.
30 minutes, so I'm learning. I'm not there.
Yeah.
I am nowhere near.
Yeah.
So for me, it's different. Now I'm learning that, okay, it's actually a genuine concern.
Yeah.
Where are you?
Yeah.
Because no one ever used to ask me where I am. Yeah. There's a day I left home, like, before I got married. I left home like at 2. I told my parents, I've left. I came back on Sunday. Because I went to, when we were dancing, I went to the practice area and was like, hey, tunaenda road show, tunaenda Nakuru. Like, sisi nguo ni safi. Tuende. I came back on Sunday, like, oh, umerudi.
Dang.
So now,
Yeah.
so now, being asked, uko wapi, unakuja saa ngapi? It was different for me. But then I'm learning slowly, oh yeah, she's concerned. She's worried. I've not communicated throughout this period.
Something happened.
So I'm learning that particular accountability in marriage.
That's
Okay.
a good one.
Yeah.
Mm.
I love what you said about falling in love over and over again, because I don't think we really talk about that in marriage. I think we think that, oh yeah, we're always going to be in love, or I'm always going to like this person.
No.
Is that something they don't tell you?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. That's something they don't
Yeah.
tell you.
Not tell you
You
that.
realize quick enough, like, oh shit, it's been maybe a week or 2 weeks, and you just like, we need to sit and we need to do something together, and we need to be more intentional about each other, because I'm feeling like this, and maybe I'm feeling like we're just drawing apart, or even it's like, when's the last time we had sex? Why haven't we had sex in so long? Why is the intimacy so low? And then there's times when it's so intense, you're smashing every other day kind of thing. There are other weeks where it's like, what's happening? Why are we like this? Or maybe they are feeling some way, or they're going through something. And maybe it's you going through something and you're just not there. So it's like, now it's like you're falling apart, pulling apart, but you're still there for each other. But it's like you're just not together. So it's like, okay, let's work on this. And now let's get back to each other. We need to stay and keep working on that. And it's not easy, it's not easy. So it's like up and down, but it has to be intentional.
Yeah.
It has to be intentional.
I mean, because I can imagine in those moments, especially as women, you can doubt whether this person loves you anymore, because it doesn't feel like how in love you are feeling because you're having an off moment. Like, I think we need to talk about how normal that is, that it's normal for there to be ups and downs, that it won't always feel like a high. It won't always feel like when you just got married, or when you just had this, or when this just happened. There'll be just moments where you're just existing in the same space.
Yeah, that's true. And you see, now with time, I've come to learn that whatever you water, that's what grows. And it's not just in marriage. It's just like in everything, if in friendship, spiritual life, even the way you want your body to look. Like Shiv can tell you, like, to work on a specific. Like, I've been going to the gym for like 6 months, man, and the growth is like, man, like, like these guys need new mirrors, Change is so minimal. And it's just depends on the effort that you put in there. And it's the same thing also as marriage. So the biggest danger could be you guys are just existing together and you don't realize that the intimate part, or the, like you guys staying in love also has to be
Yeah.
watered,
Mhm.
it just doesn't come naturally. It just
Yeah.
doesn't. That high feeling wears off probably even by the time the honeymoon is over, and then now you guys are back to reality. You need to pay bills, you need to set goals together, you need to balance this person's family, they need to balance your family. um she's changing, you're changing. So if you don't intentionally water that part, then it will definitely shrink. And I've come to learn that that's just everything in our lives. If it's not watered, it will definitely die. Like we all plant moms in one way or the other.
Like, I think what they should teach, or what we should pass down,
Yeah.
is the pursuit never stops.
Oh,
Because
okay.
sometimes
Yeah.
we get so carried away. Like, if you're like, the mentality we have of we have to provide, you can get so carried away by looking for this gigs, this job, this
Yeah.
deal, that you forget you need also to water the home. Because you can be winning in the world, but you are losing so much more in the home. So I think what needs to be put out there is keep the pursuit. Pursue this person. Learn a game they know that you don't know. Learn an art form they know that you don't know. Because, like, for us, I know Mondays, I don't work on Mondays at all. Well, unless the check is very, very big. But most Mondays I don't work. So we're in the house either learning a new PS game or trying to work out a puzzle. She's teaching me games, because sisi watu ushago unajua tu kuswim, kuiba miwa, like aujui hizi games are board games, so I'm learning. So it's also a good bonding moment. It's not always
Kenya at 50.
Kenya at 50. Sasa hii mchanga walitoa wapi? Because it's not always at 20 dates. And it's not always let's go out. It's as simple as teach me Kenya at 50. Teach me a phase 10.
Okay.
Yeah, so the pursuit never stops, because sometimes we
get
think about
comfortable.
we get comfortable because now we are married.
Yeah.
Because most of the time the goal is
Marriage.
You're married, but then now we need to keep pursuing and growing, because it's growing the friendship and the relationship. As Ben has put it aptly, water. Water.
Are there any things that surprised you about living together post marriage and even before marriage for you, Shiv?
About living together. Honestly, we kind of went from not living with my folks to, I think I only lived by myself for on and off for like 6 months before Shiko moved in, and then moved in with a child, and then moved in. So I've really had no complaints with living with someone. If anything, she complains more about she wants her own bathroom kind of thing. Me, I'm just like, it's whatever, guys. Things like, well, I've seen the benefits of, just putting the shoes in the right place, not throwing your clothes everywhere. I'm like, okay, I'll do it. And you know what? It doesn't cost me anything. It costs me 30 extra seconds of my day to clean up and tidy up. So it's made me more conscious about such things, about being tidy and being clean and just watching out for such things. But also, I've seen more advantages than anything, like cooking. Although I can cook, I probably cook once a week. And because I want to cook on that day, like Sunday is like kind of my day to make breakfast and then make dinner or lunch. But other than that, I really don't have to worry about cooking and where food. Like, food has been bought, but I don't really. I just sit and just food.
Yeah.
And I love that so much, and I appreciate it. Because I remember those first 6 months, especially bodybuilding. I used to cook for survival and eat for survival kind of thing. You cook rice for the week,
just to breathe.
potatoes for the week, meat for the week, and it's the same thing every day. And now it's like nice food every single day kind
Yeah.
of thing, you know. And I don't have to worry about. So I love such things. Don't have to worry about like the house being clean because things just happen, you know. And
Yeah.
I like that.
Mm.
I like that. So, and we align on a lot of our values and a lot of the things we do. We like a lot of kind of the same things. We spend a lot of time at home. I spend more time at home than anything. Although yes, I'm more extroverted. I like being at home. I like being
You're a homebody.
in my home. I'm a
Mm.
homebody mostly. So for me, it's cool. It's all good, man. Yeah.
Ben?
I think you need to be comfortable at home. You need
Yeah.
to be
Yeah,
comfortable in your
yeah.
space.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
Other than kuanua nguo.
awachana na hii story. Angalia M-Pesa will delete your stuff, your part. But one of the shocking things that shocked me is how I can't listen to loud things the way I wanted. You know, like I always wanted loud music, loud movies. Like I just want everything to be
Loud.
dramatic, you know.
Why?
It just feels good. Like so many home theater hiyo pesa yote ya kusikiza at 10, you know.
True.
Exactly. I want to listen to music
Yeah.
as such loud sound. So sometimes I have to wait for her to go, you know, because she just feels
Yeah.
uncomfortable in the loudness. You know?
Interesting.
And I notice it's like everybody in the family just likes
Mm.
things when they're a bit calm, you know.
Yeah.
But other than that, the other thing that I'll say, like Shiv, is the food, man. I can't remember the last time I bought food from outside. Our food is just almost excellent, man. And that's sorted by my wife. Me, I don't even know how much the cleaning lady. I don't know.
Unamwonanga tu.
Namwonanga tu
so
amekaa mnapata hao inanuka poa, you know. My wife also like introduced this scents that smell nice inside the house. You know, when I was living alone, I used to spray that car spray, and I used to feel like niko mbele.
Yeah.
Man, until I realized that's like the most kienyeji thing you can ever do to your house. You know, like I sprayed like my house twice, and I wanted to start like a home deco channel, you know, just to teach people about living right,
Yeah.
you know. But now these things now come with my wife, you know, like the way she arranges the house. So for me, I was really surprised at how I would enjoy staying at home. So just like she, I really like staying in the house. I enjoy it, but because of sometimes work, I'm forced to be out there. But I always look forward to just getting back to the house and just sit on my recliner.
Which you fought hard for.
Yeah. And just watch TV. Like I'm such a like nimekuwa ka budangu, you know, just get home, I have my seat and just watch TV.
Yeah.
So because
Having
my wife
peace at
also
home.
doesn't enjoy watching stuff on TV. She enjoys watching on the laptop, which is also weird for me.
Yeah.
May prefer watching it on the screen. So those are some of the things that also surprised and shocked me. Yeah.
Kibunjah.
Ay, this woman has refined my life.
Yeah.
I look at my life right now.
You are an animal. A warrior.
All living like
How
that.
did I survive?
Yeah,
all
and
those-
you can find they live like that even when they're not married, when women are still single, like
Bruh,
they,
a skincare routine,
they
man.
take care of their
Yeah.
house.
Yeah, me, I love my house.
Ah, far me when I
So
was single,
cute
it
and
was
the
so
biggest change for me, I never used to sleep on a pillow.
What?
100%.
What? Kwa jela, bro.
Mimi naingia tu nimejiekelea hapo. Never used to use a pillow. Now we have like
What?
5 pillows. I'm like,
Yeah.
hebu niweke hii
Those that
hapa.
take the shape of your head, eh?
Exactly.
Those ones, I know them.
Na ukieka hapo unalala vizuri. The mattresses were just the blue ones. And she's like, no, this mattress,
Yeah, I used to
it's
have a shitty
orthopedic,
mattress as well.
takes the shape.
Yeah.
Oh, when you sleep better. And
Yeah,
then now
Yeah.
there's different hand towels for different things. One is for dishes, the other one, I feel like a king. One is for the hands. Of course, I confuse all of them. I just
Yeah.
use this one. Yenye iko hapo ndio natumia.
Unasomewa kila siku.
Kila siku. Hii ni ya hii.
Kwa parade announcement, ni
Kidogo.
towel, ni za different uses.
Then there's house shoes. Ay, yani,
Didn't know
now,
such things
there
existed.
were no
The
such
thing that I
things.
never even thought I needed was a gown, you know, like you can just have
Yeah,
a
you
gown.
come with gown.
Sikuwa gana PJs, like kwa wasn't even a
Ulikuwa unalala na
boxer.
nini?
Kuna boxer na vest.
Yeah, like
Man.
she has changed so much about my life. And I tell her, like, when I remember, I tell her, hey man, there Santi. Umeokoa huyu kijana kutoka mbali. Yani, there's like now when we move to a different space, there's different things. This is how you use this particular wash basin. So all the hand soaps have to be the same
Kuna
scent,
hand soap.
same. Hey,
I used to feel like that's such a waste of money.
Hey.
Ulikuwa unaosha
Sabuni
mikono na sabuni.
si sabuni ya kuoga ndio itatumika
The
kwa
same
mkono
way.
inatumika kwa kila
It's the
kitu.
same
What do you
thing.
mean?
Unakuwa safi.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then like me, I just had a carpet for the sake.
Mm.
So there's shoes to go on the carpet, and there's house shoes that walk around the rest of the
The
floor.
house.
Yeah.
So I am more inclined to go home nowadays. I'm like, hey, hata nikafeel poa.
Umeenda watamu
Nimeenda watamu. And then like she takes care of the food. Like food, I think for men, food is the
It's a big
food
deal.
is
It's a big
Yeah.
deal.
Such
for
a
me.
big deal, man.
She takes care of the food. And she's like, okay, now tunaanza kudo meal prep. What?
Mm.
Mi nakuja kuangalia kuna unga. Sipike ugali alafu nishuke hapo nichukue sukuma. She's like,
Mm-mm.
meal prep. There's this.
There's a
The
menu.
other day I was eating cornbread.
Hey, bro.
Cornbread. I'm like,
Like even your system
Hiyo
is
ni
being
nini?
shocked.
hey,
No?
iko shocked bana.
There's a menu.
Digestive
Cornbread.
system iko, is this protein or carbs? We don't know. We're not used to
Did
this.
you know
Yeah.
unaweza mix unga ya ngano na ya ugali tengeneze cornbread.
Mm.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
I'm like, okay. So those are the changes, and I'm loving it here.
That's
Mm.
great. Actually, it's so funny. The first thing that I brought to my boyfriend's house
Mm.
when I met him was pillows. He had 2 pillows at least, but
Okay.
they were just like very old. They're yani hazina form. They're just formless.
Haijatoboka.
No,
Kama
no.
haijatoboka.
They're so
It is
form.
still
Yani,
Yeah.
I was just like, what is this? And then I think they were just, the bed is big. They're 2 tiny pillows. They're formless. It's just not looking cute. So I actually showed up with just like pillows in my hands. He was just like, what is this? And then he was very like, oh, I'm not even gonna use them now.
Yeah.
Now
Once
he
you
sleeps with
introduce
one
it.
on this side, the other one on his head, the other one on this side. Like, I think that's just when people say women are actually homemakers,
They are.
that's
Yeah,
what
by
that's
far.
what we are. And I don't think we should fight that role as women. It's not demeaning in any way for you to be a homemaker. It's just what we are naturally instinctively good at, and that's fine. Like that's okay. Don't
100.
fight it.
And we
100.
appreciate
Yeah.
100. Like if you leave
Yeah.
that responsibility to us, it's going to be a bit chaotic.
Yeah.
And apart from
Ah,
Victor
we live
Peace,
like dogs.
but every other person.
Apart from Victor
Apart from
Peace.
Victor Peace.
Yeah, apart from Victor
Yeah,
Peace.
truly.
The
Even
rest
ask him
of
if he
us,
cleans
man.
people's houses anidungie.
Yeah, the rest of us will just live like cavemen.
Yeah.
Manzi hadi mashurak.
Oh,
Sikuwa na
but
shurak.
lights. I think something
Shurak?
Shiko and I fight about is the lights, because she likes lights on in like the room. She enters the room, the first thing she does is switch on the light, like whether it's day or night. And I'm like,
Yeah.
yo, what are
Yeah.
you? She's like, I
Tokens
just
are
want it to
expensive.
be bright. And I'm like, man, the only time I switch on lights is like when it's dark at night. That's the only time I need
When
lights.
you need to.
And she'll leave her room and leave the lights on and be like, yeah, I'm going back there. We're like, why are the lights on though in the kitchen? Yeah, but what if you need to go back? Then you switch it on when you go
Yeah.
back. So that's like
Yeah.
something that's still running till I think
For my
will
wife,
go on
it's
for the rest of
windows.
our lives.
For my wife, it's windows. She wakes up like this. She has to open everything. She says it's stuffy, but I
Yeah.
feel like the house is smelling really nice. And sometimes that cold, sometimes inakuamsha,
Yeah.
kuamshwa.
Mm.
So she's big on that. So yeah, definitely women are.
Yeah.
a
We
really
are living the good
100% would recommend.
I love that. As we close, I want to read for you something from the Bible.
Okay.
Ooh.
Let's
Because
go.
we do talk about God a bit on the podcast.
Okay.
And there's a verse that says, he who finds a good wife finds a good thing and obtains favor from the Lord. So do you think that this has applied in your life? Do you feel like since you got married, you found favor, or your life has changed for the better? I mean, other than the things we've already spoken about.
May I just tell you, just go check my old Instagram pictures. Then you be the judge. You decide for yourself.
No, for real, Ben.
Mine has changed like crazy.
Mhm.
How I organize myself. My wife is such a good planner, and part of the reason why I even let her in terms of what I'm doing throughout the day, she can help me schedule. I'm a bit terrible with scheduling. I always think things are far away. You see, like now I'm thinking December is a bit far away, but it's not so far away. It's like
Yeah.
in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Even January is actually not that far away. So
Mhm.
for her, she's able to do that. So I've seen in projects where I've included my wife, they work smoothly.
Mhm.
Because even in church, the department I serve, she helps me in there, and it runs really well.
Mhm.
It's a huge plus because of her. So I've seen favor from God in all aspects in projects that I involve her.
Mm.
The ones that I don't involve her, which ones actually? I have no. There's nothing that I don't involve her. Maybe sometimes my fashion sense, I dress myself, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, but in a lot of things, I have seen that when you get a good wife, you actually get favor from God, and you find a very good thing. So I've seen it across everything that I do.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd say the same. Well, definitely shown me other things that I didn't know about. It's forced me to grow up and learn um, a lot quicker than I might have wanted to or would have, I think, because just the accountability thing for me and just the care and wanting to be there in the best version of yourself for another person has definitely leveled me up. Yeah. And she's amazing. So,
Mm,
yeah.
that's nice.
For me,
Kibunjah.
my favor is full circle.
Mhm.
Full circle. I used to do certain gigs strictly. But then when I got married, in fact, the first year, like things changed. I never used to have. Me, I'm cutthroat Kikuyu businessman.
Mm.
Uko na ngapi?
Tuma yote.
Tuma yote. But then she's like, no, get a deposit, have a rate card.
Mm.
This is how you
Structure.
schedule, structure
Yeah.
this. This is how you do the videos. I'm like,
Mm,
hey, huku ni wapi?
mm,
Huku ni wapi? So for me, it's been
Yeah.
full circle. My emceeing has changed. Before I used to farm, I am more cautious because it was like, I have money. Wekelea hapa.
Mm.
She's like,
I
no,
think
you
you
need
had a
to
big
plan.
farm in Narok.
Yeah. Huge. Wekelea hapa. Fanya hii. So now it's even moved from I'm the one going to the farm direct. It's I hire
Other
you out to
people.
someone else. There's someone going to check. All I do is go during the critical times when we need to maybe pesticides, planting, harvest season. And she's like, you know what? It's okay to take because me, I never used to take breaks. Like, hii mwaka usilime. Like for the past 2 years, when I'm usilime, you're building something different with the brand because now you're entering into certain spaces.
Mhm.
You need to concentrate on that. As soon as it starts moving, you can go back to farming. So mine, the favor, the wisdom, like the direction. There's things that women see that we don't see.
Mhm.
The details. There's details that you guys see. Because that is like, ingie hapa, itoke hivi. It's like, itapitia hapa, ndo iweze kuingia hapa, alafu ipitie, itoke hivi. So, for me, favor has been full circle. And I thank her every day.
yeah.
From influence, like her influence has poured over into mine. And then it's like, now, because before it was like, Mr. Esther Kazungu. Now it's, only Bibi ya Kibunjah. So it's in a, naitwaje? Kohorania.
Pouring
Unajua Kohorania?
into
Yeah.
each other's
Sio
cups.
Kohorania. Yeah. It's Horania.
Yeah.
Horania.
Yeah.
It's like an
Horania,
exchange.
Mm.
Yeah, so, and I'm very grateful.
Yeah.
Very, very grateful.
I think there's a saying that says the person you decide to marry is the biggest business decision you make because they either make or break you.
Yeah.
This is the person that's going to be the mother of your children. This is the person that's potentially going to be your business partner. This is your life partner, right? And I think women should not fight the helper role that we have because, as you've all said, once you give a woman an egg, she will make a cake out of it, right? You just come with your egg and she'll just make things happen. And I would even urge men to involve their wives more in decisions and their businesses and things they want to do, or even just life choices, right? And that's what marriage is. It's partnerships, right? So I think that's all I have. Do you guys have any closing remarks you really want to say about things they don't tell you about marriage? Unaweza angalia that camera
Which camera?
or that camera. Ile.
Okay. I'd say all those things that we've said. If you feel like you're not ready for all these things, it's also very important for you not to get into it. There's really marriage can also make you a very toxic person if it's the wrong one. If you do it wrongly, also with the wrong person, it can really mess you up. And then you will feel like this person wasted your time. So you'll also might leave you so bitter. So if you're not ready for all these things, then it's better maybe you take some more time until you're ready. If you also feel like it's not your thing, then don't do it. It's also not for everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I just echo what Ben has said in terms of do it when you're ready. Take your time, learn each other, ask each other all the hard questions before getting into, involving the government, basically.
It's expensive.
Yeah, it's expensive. But learn as much as you can about each other. Ask each other as many hard questions as you can before. Be willing to listen and learn and accommodate and enjoy it. If you like them, if you enjoy their company, if you love their company, you're having fun, go for it. But at the end of the day, also it's you too. Don't do it because of pressure from family or friends or you feeling like it's you two. At the end of the day, it's just the two of you in that house. So yeah, think about that.
Yeah, and in addition, it's an institution, but it is premised on friendship.
Yeah.
Build that friendship. Marriage is not an emergency that you have to do it by this time. Build the friendship, take time, learn each other, love each other. And haukimbizwi na mtu. But it's a very good place to be. Welcome.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you so much, guys, for watching. If you're watching us on YouTube, if you're listening to us on our audio platforms, thank you for listening. This is actually it for season 3. We only have the live experience remaining. So this is probably one of the last few times you will see us in this season. So thank you for being here. Thank you for being with us through season 3. And you will hear me or you will see me in our next episode. Bye.